day everyone. Today's session is about how the environmental influences are going to affect on the prenatal baby. The learning objectives of this session is to understand the importance of environmental influences on prenatal development and also to understand the influences of different environmental conditions like nutrition, physical activity, drug intake, sexually transmitted diseases, other maternal illnesses, maternal age, environmental hazards and radiation on prenatal development. The session outcomes are the students would have understood the importance of environmental influences on prenatal development, the influences of different environmental conditions like sexually transmitted diseases, other maternal illnesses, maternal age, environmental hazards and radiation on prenatal development. Since the prenatal environment is the mother's body, virtually whatever the mother takes in, everything that is going to impinge or affect on her well-being from her diet to her moods and may alter her unborn child's environment and affects the baby's growth also. Not all environmental hazards are equally risky for all fetuses. Some factors that are teratogenic in nature, that means birth defect producing agents. In some cases, they have little or no effect, whereas in others, it may have some effect. The timing of exposure to teratogen, its intensity, and its interaction with other factors may be important during the prenatal period. Let us look into the various factors that are going to influence on the prenatal development. First one is the nutrition. Pregnant women typically needs 300 to 500 additional calories per day, including extra protein. Those who gain 26 or more pounds are less likely to bear babies whose weight at birth is dangerously low. However, desirable weight gain depends on individual factors such as weight and height before pregnancy. Malnutrition during fetal growth may have long-range effects. When foods from the previous harvest are badly depleted, are 10 times more likely to die in early adulthood than people born during other parts of the year. Severe prenatal nutritional deficiencies in the first or second trimesters affect the developing brain, increasing the risk of antisocial personality disorder at the age of 18. Malnourished women who take dietary supplements while pregnant tend to have bigger, healthier, or more active and more visually alert infants, and women with low zinc levels who take daily zinc supplements are less likely to have babies with low birth weight and small head circumference. However, certain vitamins including vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin C, vitamin D and K can be harmful if taken in an excessive amounts. Iodine deficiency, unless corrected before the third trimester of pregnancy, can cause cretinism, which may involve severe neurological abnormalities or thyroid problems. Lack of folic acid can cause neural tube defects. Second important environmental influence is the physical activity. Moderate exercise the mother performs does not seem to endanger the fetuses of healthy women. Regular exercise prevents constipation and improves respiration, circulation, muscle tone and skin elasticity, all of which contribute to a more comfortable pregnancy and an easier and safer delivery. However, pregnant women should avoid activities that could cause a high degree of abdominal trauma. Next is about, let us try to understand about how the drug intake is going to influence on the developing baby. Practically everything an expectant mother takes in makes its way to the uterus. Drugs may cross the placenta just as oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water do. Vulnerability is greatest in the first few months of the gestation when development is most rapid. Danger of rubella during pregnancy and the risk of, under drugs, we can divide the drugs into medical drugs and the non-medical drugs. Let us see how the medical drugs are going to influence on that. 30 different types of medical drugs have been found to be teratogenic in clinically recommended doses. Among them are the antibiotic tetracycline, certain barbiturators, opiates, and other central nervous system depressants, and certain types of hormones including diethylstilbestrol, that is, we call it as a DES, and androgens, certain types of anti-cancer drugs such as methotrexate, Accutane. Accutane is a drug which is used in order to avoid severe acne or bad skin, and aspirin and other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs which should be avoided during the third trimester. The effects of taking a drug during pregnancy do not always show up immediately. The synthetic hormone called DES is given in order to prevent miscarriage. The daughters of women who had taken DES during pregnancy, when they reach their puberty, 1 in 1,000 develop a rare form of vaginal or cervical cancer. DES daughters may have abnormalities of the genital tract and may have trouble bearing children with higher risk of miscarriage or premature delivery. DES sons also have had malformations in the genital tract. The American Academy of Pediatrics, that we call it as an AAP Committee on Drugs, recommends that no medication should be prescribed for a pregnant or breastfeeding woman unless it is essential for her health or for the child. Pregnant women should not take over-the-counter drugs without consulting a doctor also. Certain antipsychotic drugs used to manage severe psychiatric disorders may have serious potential effects on the fetus, and withdrawal symptoms may also occur at birth. Whereas certain types of non-medical drugs like alcohol, if it is consumed more, fetal alcohol syndrome may develop. Fetal alcohol syndrome, we can call it as an FAS. It is a combination of slow prenatal and postnatal growth, facial and bodily malformations, and disorders of the central nervous system. Problems related to the central nervous system can include, in infancy, poor sucking response, brainwave abnormalities, sleep disturbances, and throughout childhood, slow information processing can be seen. And also, the children may suffer from short attention span, restlessness, irritability, hyperactivity, learning disability, retarded growth, and motor impairments. Pre-birth exposure to alcohol seems to affect a portion of the corpus callosum, which coordinates signals between the two hemispheres of the brain. Less severe condition can include mental retardation, retardation of intrauterine growth, and minor congenital abnormalities. Even moderate drinking may harm a fetus, and the more the mother drinks, the greater the effect is. Moderate or heavy drinking during pregnancy seems to disturb an infant's neurological and behavioral functioning, and this may affect early social interaction with the mother, which is vital to emotional development. Women who consumes even small amounts of alcohol tended to have children who were unusually aggressive at the age of 6 to 7, and mothers who drank moderately to heavily during pregnancy tended to have fetus. That children are going to show a delinquent behavior. Some FAS problems recede, withdraw after birth. but others such as retardation, behavioral and learning problems and hyperactivity tend to persist. Children whose mothers had at least one drink a day during the first trimester tend to show stunted growth at age 14. Since there is no known safe level of drinking during pregnancy, it is best to avoid alcohol from the time a woman begins thinking about becoming pregnant until she stops breastfeeding. Next is about the nicotine. Tobacco use during pregnancy is estimated to cause 1,15,000 miscarriages. It may contribute to the birth of 53,000 low birth weight babies weighing less than 5 pounds at birth. It also brings increased risks of prenatal growth retardation, miscarriage, infant death, and long-term cognitive and behavioral problems. Newborns whose mothers had smoked during pregnancy were shorter and lighter and had poorer respiratory functioning than babies of non-smoking mothers. Mothers who smoke during pregnancy tend to have clocky babies. A mother smoking during pregnancy also may increase her child risk of cancer. Smoking during pregnancy seems to have some of the same effects on children when they reach school age as drinking during pregnancy. Such children shows poor attention span, hyperactivity, anxiety, learning and behavioral problems, perceptual, motor and linguistic problems. They may have poor IQ scores, low grade placement and neurological problems. Women who reported having smoked heavily during pregnancy found a 4-fold increase in risk of conduct disorder among boys before they enter into the puberty, and a 5-fold increased risk of drug dependence in girls beginning in adolescence, in comparison with young people whose mothers had not smoked during pregnancy. Next is about the caffeine, which is also considered as one more non-medical drug. Though caffeine is not considered as a teratogen for human babies, but on the other hand, 4 or more cups of a coffee a day during pregnancy may dramatically increase the risk of sudden death in infancy. Marijuana, opiates and cocaine are also considered as are also going to affect on the fetus. Although findings about marijuana use by pregnant women are mixed, heavy use can lead to birth defects. Temporary neurological disturbances such as tremors and startles, as well as higher rates of low birth weight in the infants of marijuana smokers is observed. An analysis of blood samples from the umbilical cords of 34 newborns found a greater prevalence of cancer-causing mutations in the infants of mother who smoked marijuana, according to a research conducted in the year 1984. Women addicted to heroin or to opiates such as morphine and codeine are likely to bear premature babies who will be addicted to the same drugs. Prenatally exposed newborns are restless and irritable and often have tremors, convulsions, fever, vomiting and breathing difficulties. They cry often, are less alert and less responsive than other babies. And they also tend to show acute withdrawal symptoms and sleep disturbances during the neonatal period, requiring prompt treatment. At 1 year, these infants are likely to show somewhat slowed psychomotor development. In early childhood, they weigh less than average, are shorter, are less well adjusted, and score lower on tests of perceptual and learning abilities. These children tend not to do well in school, to be unusually anxious in school situation, and to have trouble making friends. Cocaine use during pregnancy has been associated with a variety of risks, including spontaneous abortion, delayed growth, and impaired neurological development also. There are certain types of sexually transmitted diseases also affect on the fetal development, like acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, that is an AIDS, is a disease caused by a human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV, which undermines functioning of the immune system. An expectant mother has the virus in her blood. It may cross over to the fetus's bloodstream through the placenta. After birth, the virus can be transmitted through breast milk also. Infants born to HIV-infected mothers tend to have small heads and slowed neurological development. Syphilis can cause problems in fetal development, and gonorrhea and genital herpes can have harmful effects on the baby at the time of delivery. The incidence of genital herpes simplex virus, that is HSV, has increased among newborns who may acquire the disease from the mother or father either at or soon after birth, causing blindness, other abnormalities, or even death. The other maternal illnesses are, like, both prospective parents should try to prevent all infections including common cold, flu, urinary tract and vaginal infections. If the mother does contract an infection, she should have treated promptly. Pregnant women also should be screened for thyroid deficiency, which can affect their children's future cognitive performance. Next is about the maternal age. Pregnant women age is more likely, if the pregnant woman age is more, she is more likely to suffer complications due to diabetes, high blood pressure or severe bleeding. Most risks to the infant's health are not much greater than for babies born to younger mothers. Still, after age 35, there is more chance of miscarriage or stillbirth and more likelihood of premature delivery. Retarded fetal growth, other birth-related complications, or other birth defects such as Down syndrome. However, due to widespread screening for fetal defects among older expectant mothers, fewer malformed babies are born nowadays. Adolescents tend to have premature or underweight babies, perhaps because a young girl's still growing body consumes vital nutrients the fetus needs. These newborns are at heightened risk of death in the first month. Disabilities or health problems are also common. Other environmental hazards are like chemicals, radiation, extremes of heat and humidity, and other hazards of modern life can affect prenatal development. Women who work with chemicals used in manufacturing semiconductor chips have about twice the rate of miscarriage as other female workers. And women exposed to DDT tend to have more preterm births. Infants exposed prenatally to high levels of lead score lower on tests of cognitive abilities than those exposed to low or moderate levels. Children exposed prenatally to heavy metals have higher rates of childhood illness and lower measured intelligence than children not exposed to these metals. Radiation also can cause genetic mutation. In utero exposure to radiation has been linked to mental retardation, small head size, chromosomal malformations, Down syndrome, seizure, and poor performance on IQ tests and even in schools. Thank you.